So the mucus cannot escape. You literally gonna fucking drown my mama. You literally are gonna drown her. It's 5 o'clock in the morning here. I've been up since 2 again. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. But I can't get that shit off of my mind. I just can't. And I'm trying to do everything else and stay focused on life. But I can't not focus on my mama. I can't not focus on my son. My son said he wanted to cut his arm off last night. Y'all gotta understand what this does to me. Yes, I'm strong. Yes, I'm powerful. Yes, I'm mighty. Yes, I'm chosen. But yes, I'm affected. And yes, I'm human. Yes, I'm human. I'm going to say this again. This is all the awareness. And I see there's another lady in Birmingham, Alabama, who I looked at my DM last night. She's messaged me. She was like, oh, you're a great mom. And then I see 2 days ago, New Year's Eve, her son, traumatic brain injury in the hospital, fighting for his life after he's taken some type of drug and his friends left him in an abandoned house. And I saw her saying, I just made it home. And I wanted to tell her, what the fuck you at home for? You better get your ass back to that fucking UAB hospital and stay with your son. That's what you better do. Because it could be some, If my mom stopped breathing up in there because of this mucus blood, because y'all trying to move her so fast. Listen, like the doctors always tell me, I've been doing this for 20 years, 30 years. I've had millions of patients. Bitch, take your own advice. Everybody's different. No two cases are the same. You can give me some advice. I can tell you how to do therapy. I can say this, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the exact same way that it happened with my son. And you can't convince me that nobody else is going through exactly the same way that my mom is going through, because she had the postnasal drip and she had the mucus issue before this surgery. So which means this surgery intensifies it. It makes it worse. She's going to need a little bit longer to get over for the secretions to dry up. They're so thick, but they're so quick to try to send her home. They're so quick to get her out of the facility. And now you're saying my mom don't agree. My aunt is with her right now. And I'm saying all that to say this. I asked my aunt last night, when you go, write it down. Ask her, make sure she's reading your lips. My aunts know this. My aunt just called me, just sent a message to our group and says, I'm here with Sharon. And she says she didn't say none of that. She said she didn't understand what those people were saying. And she said she would never agree to that. What if it wasn't nobody to go up there with her this morning? What if my aunt didn't get up at 5 o'clock this morning to go up there to be there to talk to the doctor at 7 o'clock when they did their rounds? This motherfucking doctor don't know my mama. You ain't never even seen her no more. That's how that bitch Dr. Honan did last week. You ain't even seen her, and then you released her home with no oxygen. When she left that hospital, she should have had oxygen in her hand. Let me tell you something. I thank God for choosing me. I thank God for covering me. And I'm trying to keep the faith. You can't have faith in man. I don't have no faith in these doctors. I don't. You got to be right there and you got to catch them. You got to call them on their shit. You got to research, because they moving fast. They going from one hospital bed to the next, 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 and they human. Don't you think that they remember every single thing about every single case? That's why they have these files in their hand when they walking around. Then they dealing with their own shit at home, their own lives, trying to save their own marriages and their own cheating scandals and their own sick children and their own drug addicted family and they're trying to do all of this. So you can't fucking tell me that you know everything about my mother. And no, it may not be your intent to kill them, just to kill her. That's why when I talked to that nurse last night, I stressed to her. I said, can you put her back on the oxygen? I'm calling you tonight to ask you to put her back on the oxygen overnight. Don't let her sleep with that cap on. Because if the mucus plug build up, listen, they build up in hours. So if she hasn't been suctioned for hours, the mucus plug literally builds up. Let me show y'all something. This cup is her throat. The more I fill this cup up with water, the amount of water in there is her breath. This all she had. 97%. So if all of this is blocked, there's no breath. It's been made clear to us. Once she has no breath, we have 4 minutes. 4 minutes to resuscitate her. If she's at home, 4 minutes is not enough time for the paramedics to get to her and get her to the hospital. She said when he comes in here, she gonna say, why you calling my daughter? My aunt is, my mom just text, when the doctor comes in here, I'm gonna say, why are you calling my daughter saying I don't want rehab? You being messy, and that's not true. This is what my mom just wrote. I recorded myself last night telling the nurse, I want to talk to the, what do they call it? The respiratory therapist. Respiratory made that decision. Respiratory shouldn't be making decisions on a cancer survivor's, like, I understand y'all do this and y'all do it every day and it flies right with some people, but everybody's not the same. This is all the awareness I can bring. When y'all take y'all family to the hospital and you leave them there, it's on you. It's on you. Don't let these people take your family away from here. These actions that we're taking, that I'm taking, are necessary for survival. What if my aunt hadn't got up this morning